What the fuck, Jaimen? Where have you been? We've
But
all been waiting here. Okay, I got
yeah,
people, I got things, I got. Where's the podcast been?
we're back and I'm
My God,
smoking and I think this
are
one's
you
on too.
smoking weed on the recovery podcast, Jaimen? The
California sober, is that the term for it? But yeah,
recovering loudly is officially hiring.
so
I'm
we're
the one that
back
should be
after a
fired,
little bit of a
actually.
break. Uh,
Well, yeah, we had there was one guest. I don't know. Should I throw her under the bus? Miss
no, no,
Tennille.
we're all, everything's
I
good.
one guest that didn't. We booked her. She didn't show up. I guess there's a misunderstanding, but it's okay. And then yeah, it's whatever. It's a lot of work doing this kind of like even at our level, which I'm like, holy, I'm like, let's start a podcast. And then you're like, whoa, that's a lot of stuff to learn. So, but that's all right. We can have a little break. There's no set schedule yet.
Nobody noticed.
I don't think so. Not yet. No, not yet. I bet you there's probably a handful of people are like, what happened to that podcast they were doing? We've been out of sweat. It's only been like a couple weeks, a month,
Yeah,
because we had Jesse on last, and that was a good one.
yes. And it's been summer, I've been busy out there eating wild berries and whatnot. And so,
And
you know,
summer is a really bad time for podcasts anyway. They're not really, people don't, that's apparently what I heard is no one really listens to them as much. I do relentlessly, but
to each their own.
all
But here
right.
we are.
Well, today I'm going to take my glasses off for this one. So, yeah, today I'm going to come clean on the podcast, quite literally. So, as of July 19th, my birthday that I just had, it's what day is it today? It's
We're the 27th now, recording this.
July 27th. We just finished recording another guest. That's going to be great. We'll kind of let you know about that at the end of this one. But as of July 19th, 2024, I'm recently sober again. I went back out. Nothing crazy. I wasn't like snorting coke off strippers and driving my car drunk and losing licenses and burning jobs down and fucking getting broken up with some girl or whatever. The nightmare that I used to live, which was horrendous, man. This time it was kind of like experimentation. And it's been a battle with like ADHD and stuff too, right? Like just trying to really understand what the hell that is, and that I'm and this isn't an excuse. This isn't an excuse at all, but whatever. But I'm neurodivergent, right? And I have a dopamine deficiency, so I was able to like drink a little bit here and there and keep it to the very end of the night to drink and unwind. But it was, you know, and I went to a party just recently. Well, there's a lot to unpack, but I'll try not to make it too crazy. But in the last since my last birthday, July 19th, 20, like that was when we played the show. Who was that? Was when my old band got back together. This last year has been kind of rocky with the sobriety. Like it's just been, I've kind of slipped up a bunch. So I think people do believe that I'm 100% sober, but it's been here and there, kind of rough. And then more recently, it kind of got little, started picking up momentum. But the other day, I went to my friend's birthday party, and in that length of time, in the last couple months, 6 months, like this discipline thing, and I'll get to my point, but this discipline thing and the dreams of starting a podcast and doing two bands and all these fucking really amazing things I get to do, they require work, they require effort, they require discipline, fitness, all of this stuff, and it can be lonely, it can be very lonely sometimes. And one of the things that's happening to me is I'm longing for my youth. I miss the days where you would come over to my house 10, 15 years ago and buy weed and everyone would hang out and smoke dope, chill, like community, right? And even just my old friend groups when we would stay up and party for 2 days, day drink, listen to music. Like I remember some just insane parties that would. I remember one party lasted like 5 days. There's a pool party that lasted 5 days, and I mean, like that stuff. So it's old news, right? So I'm going through some inventory and I'm trying to clean out my some stuff. I'm trying to heal some stuff, man, and that requires thinking and pulling. Just there's a lot to it. And I thought that it would be a good idea. My point now to go drink at one of my friends and their birthday party with a lot of my old friends there. and do a drink hard, heavily. And I did. In the last little while, when I say I've been bumpy, right, it's not been blackout drunk doing dumb shit. It's like some Fireball, some vodka, really nursing it, mini Mickey's, right? Just kind of, and then, okay, go to sleep. It's not like I'm fucking getting blasted fucking drunk, not showing up for what I need to be doing. Um, it's medicating. This weekend I got nuked, and I don't remember falling asleep. I fell asleep on a patio thing outside. My friend was very upset because everybody wants me to stay sober, and that's cool. I hope I don't lose my job for this. I should be okay. I work in it's okay. Um, but I ended up day drinking too, waking up the next morning and just right what I used to do. And again, at this party, I had like, when you woke up in the morning, there's all these bottles of booze and wine, fucking, and that's what I used to do. I used to steal alcohol from everybody's alcohol. And this time I woke up and I started day drinking with a couple friends. I'm not going to say who, but one of them I can tell struggling. They are always drunk and they drink heavily. And I was sitting there with them all day, and I'm like, damn, like not making sense, just being silly. And so it interfered. That weekend was what, 2 weekends ago?
Yeah, last weekend, because
Then my birthday was about 4 days. So it was the 20th, I believe. So
right.
my birthday was the next. No, no, sorry. It was the weekend, and then that was a Saturday or a Friday night. And then anyway, my birthday was the next Thursday, which was a couple days ago. Because
Yeah,
it's
because we had the plans to record a couple episodes that next morning,
yeah.
which
Let's
you're
be
talking
honest.
about now. Yeah, where you
And
woke
I
up
had to
and day
apologize.
drank.
Yeah, and here I am. You know what I mean? And I noticed that drinking now it's weird. It's so weird because I used to drink really heavily, and it would fuck up my relationships with my girlfriends, my jobs, my licenses. It was bad, bad. Now, yes, I am able to manage it a lot more because I have a fucking great job. I'm filled with purpose. I have a lot of amazing things going. I have done a massive amount of work on myself that I'm able to put the brakes on a little more. But as and make little rules for myself that don't work for me. They work for you. And our last guest talked about rules and how people like her, she's 12 steps, people like me, rules don't work for us. So it interferes with everything. So like I may not have lost any jobs or anything and all that kind of like that stuff all remained pretty good. But it was interfering with my podcast. It's interfering with my fitness. I'm lying to my friends because I don't want to disappoint them. I'm currently lying to my dad because I don't want to disappoint him. But it's still consequences, right? There's still some consequences, and it's just not worth it. And you get the idea in your head, like I did. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go to a far off country, and I'm gonna get it. I'm in about 2 years. I'm gonna stay sober for 2 years, do my best, and then I'm gonna go let it all out in 2 years, and that'll be it. Well, that's fucking stupid because now I'm allowing myself a timeline,
Yeah.
and then the addictive brain in my addict brain is like, well, if we're gonna drink in 2 years,
Well,
then you can drink today.
it's like assuming that, after 2 years of work, you'll be at a place where now you could take on these rules and be okay, where you've just said that's never worked for you. So, you know,
And I mean, and if you think about it, and if you're an intellectual, because I'm a smart fucking dude, I've worked hard and I'm not dumb. We know I'm not a dumb person. So if you're not a dumb person and you're a thinker like me, okay, I like to read books and I like to contemplate and I like to think about shit, man. And if you think about this realistically, that in 2 years you're gonna go fucking drink your brains out and give up 2 years of sobriety,
right. That's not a good
you're gonna
plan.
just, you know, because every time that I decide to drink, yes, I can put the brakes on, ladies and gentlemen. I can put the brakes on. That is a fucking fact.
Hmm.
But it's like stopping a fucking freight train.
Yeah, and well, then you're choosing to start it up again, right? Like, which isn't the
So
best.
I've come to the conclusion. I shook hands with my past, and I shook hands with the devil, and I fucking wrote a letter to God, to the gods, and to the devil. I said, God, please protect me. Help me stay consistent. Help me through this. I don't want to drink anymore. It's over. Just help me. Just help me.
Mhm.
I'm asking for help now. I'm praying. And then on the bottom, I wrote to my demons, please fuck off. Like you've taken enough. You've had enough. I'm going to war with you. And that's where I'm like, we're at war then. I declare war and I'm
Mhm.
not going to stop. And I wrote that and it ended up in a garbage can with a bunch of dog shit and empty liquor bottles. Cause that last week I was still sipping around. So then so that last night I was out on a birthday party. I did my thing. I didn't drive drunk, and I raced home. And the party went late, so I had to race to the liquor store. Or did I buy beforehand? I think I bought some beforehand, and then yeah, here we go. Let's get vulnerable. But because I was like, oh, is that going to be enough? Oh my god, this is the last time. Oh, I raced to the liquor store and got a little bit more just in case.
Yeah.
And I choked down that vodka, that tequila, and the Fireball, all in tiny little bottles. No, I didn't get a big one, just little tiny cracked out bottles. Got on my bike and raced home as fast as I could. I was gonna go drink by the river, but I was too scared because I'm like, fuck, what if there's coyotes? It's pretty dark down there.
Right.
And you gotta walk a ways in. Anyway, I drank and watched some Dexter,
Yeah.
went to bed, and I
So
fucking just made peace with it.
I find it an interesting detail. Like you chose to buy a bunch of little bottles rather than one, like, is that sort of like a psychological sort of buying the little bottles is
Yes.
better,
When I was a crackhead,
tricking yourself,
I used
right?
to buy 10 rocks at a time.
Right.
So instead of
You're
buying 60, 50, 40, I was like, okay, what can I 10. Like you're
right.
talking, yeah. I'm a mini Mickey guy. Meanwhile, I might make 3 or 4 stops to the liquor store and I could have just bought the big bottle.
Right. Right.
In hindsight, it does regulate you a little bit because if I had the big fucking Jim Morrison bottle, I'd probably just be like, wow.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. I just figured I'd make note of that detail because it,
No,
it
it's
is
totally
interesting, to
interesting.
choose, to get like the mini ones. It's like, well, this is better, right? This isn't as bad, but it's
Yeah,
still a bottle of booze.
it's not as bad
Yeah.
because I'm like, well, I don't want to get a whole Mickey. I only want because I don't want to be super hungover in the morning, but I do want to get a little rock and roll on. So it's just the fucking all of it. Like the thinking involved and all the deal making and all
Right.
the just it's just stupid, man. It's just exhausting. It's so fucking exhausting, dude. I'm so tiring. Having the idea of me drinking in 2 years maybe is so heavy. It's so heavy. Not like heavy metal, because we all I like listening to heavy metal, but this is the kind of heavy that just weighs you down to the fucking ground, man. It's just stupid. And still people are like, some people I know, they're like, well, you can't just drink beer. Like, I'm like, no, man. No, I cannot just drink beer.
Yeah.
No, I cannot just fucking shoot heroin, dude.
But
So
I get
that's the truth, and I'm fucking cool with it. So what's kind of neat about that is that now y'all, all of our audience, gets to kind of walk with me in my on my new adventure. So what are we day 9, day 10, 9 right now?
so with this again being, like not first steps, but two step forward, one step back. What are your steps now? Like what sort of plan are you building?
Yeah, this isn't a publicity marketing stunt. Just
No, no.
saying.
No, it's legit, but like then, and I'm honestly asking, like, yeah, like coming out of a slip up, what's your thought process now?
Well, I'm still triggered a little bit. So when I drive by that liquor store, the thoughts are still, so neuroplasticity is very real. So when I go to the when yeah, so I've had it's been 10 days and I've had a couple thoughts of using, but I just won't.
Right.
It's interesting, Buck, because so I'll get to your question, but over the
Yeah.
years of stopping, going super long time, I have done some work in there. My synapses are definitely have changed because it gets when I say no and I mean it, my brain seems to understand.
Yeah.
But the idea, like, oh, I'll get a flush of like, oh, that fireball though. That's where you get your fireballs over there. Oh, then when you take this road, remember you'd stop here. So that's still there, but I'm able to go no.
Right.
Um, but like going forward now, it's just digging into honestly, it's gonna be digging into my trauma therapy, and once and for all, it's the spiritual speed bump that I've had for a while. Once and for all, it'll be healing that little boy, learning true self-love again. And managing my ADHD because that's been a big one, man. The
Mhm.
medication is worked. I upped it to 10 more milligrams of Vyvanse, 30 milligrams. But and then just and going to the gym, just staying structured,
Right.
disciplined for me. That's not easy for everyone. I can jump in a cold shower for 2 minutes every morning. I know not everyone's gonna do that, but it's gonna be and digging into my men's group. I got a couple strong fucking dudes that are like, "How are you doing? Are you checking in every morning?" I check into the men's group every so day one, day two, I told them all the truth. My
Okay.
mom knows. I'll probably make a video in 3 months for social media, my social media following. When I just don't want to cry wolf or anything, I'll make a cool video, which is ironically the same night of Hatebreed. So that'll be in 3 months. I'll make a video. Hey guys, so I'll make it a public thing because I'm good with it, you know. But you
Yeah.
don't want to be stopping and starting, and you don't want to be that guy that's like stop start, post it all the time because then you look like a fucking diva, right? What do you think?
Yeah. No, oh, I struggling for a thought there. But
Take your time. I'm, gra- I'm grabbing this coffee over here. I'm
when
right
in
here.
doubt, light a smoke.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I
So
think
how am I supposed to start a recovery coaching business and run and co-run a recovery podcast and be the recovery influencer and fucking go the direction that God is like the gods have bestowed to me. Said you want it, you can have it. But
well, I mean, this is part of it. This is exactly how, like, by being honest and like, I mean, we've started doing this, we started having these conversations. So yeah, we had a little gap. We're jumping back on, and like straight up, this is the reasons why there was a little bit of a break. But
yeah, because then you start drinking and stuff. You don't get motivated to do anything. Like you're like drinking and you're like you're not gonna start writing a book or
well,
like
not everybody,
alcohol
but
just
yeah,
what's that?
not everybody. Yeah, I
Well,
managed to
someone like
juggle it,
me.
but
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. How am I gonna do all that
Mhm.
and drink too? It just
Right.
doesn't make sense. It's
Yeah.
kind of just it was sort of a decision that I had to make because I'm like, this is what I really want to do. This is what I'm fucking good at. This is my passion and my purpose, and to make music and and to be an online personality. And you can't be drinking too. That doesn't make sense. Like recovery, because I could say, "Oh, what does recovery look like to you?" Well, to me, it looks like I drink every once in a while. Nah, that's fucking a lie.
Yeah, you're the sober one. I'm the evening
Well,
drinker.
I can't. Rules don't work for me.
Yeah, yeah. But it was a test of that, right? Like, because there's always going to be that, well, what if, what if? And it's, yeah, it's just a night. But yeah, like you said, like counting down the days to when, you're going to have a drinking vacation or, you know, you
A
just gotta,
drinking exactly. Yeah, no, literally. And it's funny because I saw the universe is kind of tripping with me because as soon as I made that decision, an ex-girlfriend that sort of started this whole ball rolling, like the self-development ball, the girl that broke up with me 4 or 5 years ago. We will not mention their name, but that got me on the whole self-development. How do you get your girlfriend back? YouTube. How do I? Because if you go type into the computer, how do you get your girlfriend back? There's a lot of shit there, right? Okay, and they will tell you, they will teach you how to get your girlfriend back. And I did twice with two different girls. But so that's the left side of this fucking of that's the left side of this content. On the right side of the content, there's a whole bunch of people going, "Why did she leave you in the first place?"
mhm.
Right? It'll be like, so what did you do? What
Yeah.
about you? So it's funny, it'll lead you down a discipline, it'll lead you down the self-development train. So that's what I did a long time ago. And anyway, my point was that I just saw her face a whole bunch on my on I don't follow her or anything, but she came up in a modeling thing because I follow this I follow this Lords of Gastown, and she's so anyway. And then so soon it's just weird how the universe does weird stuff, like a little subtle reminder. Remember why you
Yeah.
remember that life? Remember that life that you left? Remember why you're doing this? For me, that's like a little tip of the hat from the universe. I'm not saying that person's terribly horrible or anything, but it's a reminder of a life I of a situation that I was once a part of that was really fucking shitty. Does that
Well,
make
I guess,
sense?
yeah. A reminder of how far you've come, regardless of some of the
Yeah.
slip ups. Because I mean,
And what I
you've
should be
made a
doing.
lot of progress. I've known you a long time, so it's like, and it's I like as much as it's easy to just beat yourself up and be like, okay, I screwed up. I, you know, just erased everything, and but you didn't. It's
Oh
that's not the case. You didn't destroy your world. Everything didn't come crashing and burning. Like
no,
you learned
exactly.
some stuff about yourself. uh, You know, and
What?
yeah, I mean, you came out of it better than you have in the past, right?
Well, fuck, dude. In the past, it would be license lost. Oh, well, like speaking of this girl, right? Like I remember when I was with her, and she dumped me because I drank again. Yeah, lost, got kicked out of my place, had to move my place, had to move jobs, no license.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh, dude, just hell.
So
Just
we
fucking
wouldn't be
hell.
already sitting here talking about this the way we're talking about this if it was the old Garrett. So,
Yeah, and I mean, I just think that it's about integrity and honesty and like just recovery. Being sober is better. It just is. Like it's just being sober is better. It just is getting up early for me personally, getting
mhm,
up early, cold shower, eat really healthy, fucking go to the gym. It just gives me purpose, gives me goals. It's just what I want.
mhm,
Not drinking at my friend's birthday party all fucking night till I black out, then wake up the next day and start drinking again. Dude, it took me like 3 days to get over that. Like a
right.
week.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, when you're thinking, oh, remember the fun times we used to have, and then you try to recreate that, and that's not at all the case, right? So
Oh, dude, for
that's
sure, right? That's it. All those times are gone.
right.
It's time to let it go. It's hard. Make new relationships. But yeah, I mean, I remember those days. Yeah, I just kind of weird. I'm just like I said, I'm just sort of doing some work on myself and get a little bit of FOMO. Sometimes on Saturday morning, I wake up and just go, "Oh man, I remember like where's everybody, man?"
But see,
It's
that's
like,
that's
yeah.
something we'll get into though in like future episodes, like past parties, crazy times, yeah, the ugly, right?
Well, it was fun. It was
It's
fun
fun too, of
at a
course,
time,
of
but
course,
if not to carry on in your 40s.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm not saying 40s. I think 40s is still young. I just listened to a podcast that said you don't have an excuse to say you're too old until your mid 70s.
yeah. No, surprisingly, I'm like, all right, I'm not dying yet, so okay, let's keep going.
Yeah, 40s young, man. How old are you?
41. So I'm
Yes.
82, same as you, but my birthday's later in the year.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's it. I
Well,
feel
yeah,
cool. And now I got a really cool sober date. My actual birthday.
there you go. And I mean, we've already recorded another episode that's going to be coming up. We've got some guests planned. Like, yeah, yeah, we're still going with this for sure.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Just as also it's a lot of work too. Like just I was writing, finishing up the Fear the Possessed EP. I am writing some lyrics for my band, a new hardcore band called The Hawk. So that's very time consuming when you're and then like recording this is one thing, but then breaking it up into little videos and promoting it and learning about social media, that's
Mhm.
really time consuming. So I have to just so I got the EP done, now this other thing done. So it's just gonna be yeah, there's a little natural gap in certain things because I make myself very busy, but this will be continuing on, and I will never overlap too much ever again. Oh, oh yeah, and then yeah, our next guest, and then after that, we're gonna take a break for yeah a bit, just for the
Yeah,
rest of summer.
yeah, it's still the summer. I mean, got to take some time to enjoy it. Yeah, I've got my next book coming out, Timothy and the Crab.
That's
Um,
cool.
you've got the show coming up. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be busy, but we'll have a few episodes of content. that will just spread out over the next month and a half,
Yeah.
and then back at it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to try to learn as much as I can about all this and start just book bests.
New designs
All right.
coming up
Well,
ahead of the show in November.
what's
Uh,
that?
you've got the show in November again. So,
November 16th, Saturday will be Fear the Possessed, the band.
yeah,
It's our debut. We'll have merch there. Um, Doug will be DJing it. It'll be a benefit, mental health and addiction awareness benefit. It's gonna be good. Lots of stuff to work on, so that'll be cool. And then, of course, we'll be releasing some music soon.
fuck
Yeah.
yeah. No, but this was
And
good, Garrett. I
wait,
mean,
when does Timothy the Crab come out?
oh, officially, so it's out August 1st. I'm doing a reading signing at Bean Around Books here in Maple Ridge
Oh,
on
cool.
August 17th. So I'll be there through the day with some other authors from Morphagers Press. So yeah,
Oh, can
got
you
that going
remind me
on as
about
well.
that? I'll come stop by because
Definitely.
I work there part time.
Yeah, that's a Saturday. So yeah. We were gonna do it on the long weekend, but it's like, oh right, no, don't want to do that. So it's the weekend after BC Day and all that. So
Very cool.
because got to remember to take some time to get out there and enjoy the weather and
Hence,
get some
yeah. Hence,
sun.
why I might get a little quiet over
So
August. Maybe they'll notice. Maybe they won't.
I'm looking forward to
Well,
being off to the wharf later today. But yeah, so we'll wrap this one up.
okay, man. We got 8 minutes left anyway.
You got to finish with your little call outs though. This
Oh yeah. Well, it's important. That's what I say. So when I say grind the blade, I mean stay disciplined. When I say catch the fire, it's just make sure you try to stay inspired. And when you get inspired, keep hold that the best you can. Slay the day. Just try to do your best every fucking day and get something accomplished. Keep a positive mental attitude. Just things aren't always going to work out. Don't fucking spiral. Just try to find the lessons, the silver lining in everything.
fucking A.
See you later.
Feel the possess.